Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Varteta Learning Platform, and in this series of TypeScript today we are going to discuss about the tuples. So far we have studied about the arrays. So in arrays you have seen that array is a collection of same data type, right? Which means that if you are declaring an array, then in array you can only have one type of value. Either it will be string or it will be numbers or any data type for that matter, but it will be all same in an array, right? All the elements will be of same type. But in case of tuples, we have to store the different type of values. If we have the situation to store the different type of values, then in that case we use the tuple. So this situation is something like if you have some database table, and in that table there are different properties associated with someone, with some entity. Suppose if we are talking about employee, then what will happen, like employee can have name, it can have date of birth, employee will have its salary, employee will have its address, right? Employee will have its you know the social security number, or you can say Aadhaar number in India. Okay, so these are the different kind of fields which have the different data types. Name will be of a string, date of birth is a string, salary is is a a decimal value, address is something else, it's a string, SSN is something else. Okay, it's a kind of a string. Okay, so these are the different type of values sometimes we need to store in one of the structures, in one of the data type, in one of the data structures. So for that we have to use the tuples. So basically these tuples are used for these kind of situations where you have to access any record from the database tables, or you have to store all the records uh, in a particular row from a particular table. In that case we can use the tuple. Okay, you can have different number of tuples. You can have number of tuples in your inside one of the tuples. Okay, so we will see that how we can do that. So let me show you that how to declare a tuple. If you have to declare a tuple, then you need to just write something like this. Let t, suppose I give the name tup1, tup1 is equal to simply like this, right? So you can see the difference. In case of array, you do something like this. Let array, and then you provide the type, number, and then you do this, and then you do this, right? So this is all about the arrays. But on the top, if you have to declare a tuple, then in that case you will do something like this. Let tuple is equal to like this. So for tuple declaration you can do like this. So this is the declaration of the tuple. Okay, and how you can initialize a tuple, let me show you. Let tup1, let me just remove this because I will use the tup1 again. So let tup1 is equal to let me just create it. It's my name. Okay, and it's the date of birth, the next one, 23rd of March 1983, and then I have the salary, which is something like this I can put, and then I have the address, so that can be Noida, and then I have the SSN, so it can be XYZ hyphen UUU hyphen YYY. Okay, so suppose this is my social security number. So now if you have to print all these values, then in that case what you will do, you can simply do like console.log. If you want to see all the values, then you can simply write like tup1. In that case you will be able to see all the tuple values that I have placed here. So let me just compile it first. So now I have compiled it. Now let me just run it through the node command. So now you can see like everything has been printed here. But if you want to print it specifically, like what was the name of the employee, name of EMP is something like, you can put like this, and tup1, and then you can use 0 indexing. So indexing starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, similar to array, same way as in array. So it's like the name of employee is equal to tup1 and then 0. So the 0th index will print the name of the employee, right? If I want to print the address, console.log the address of employee is like plus then tup1 and then it's like 0 1 2 3, so it's 3. Okay, now let's run it again. Clear screen and then first transpile it, run the tsc command, and after that need to run the node command to see the output. So the name of the employee is Vikash and the address of the employee is Noida. Okay, so this is the way you can initialize a tuple and you can use it. Okay, so let me just do one more thing. Like apart from this, can we have two tuples inside a tuple? More than one tuple? Yes, we can have. So here, let's see, Rajesh, and then you can have like 24th December 1982, 83, anything. And then the salary 1222.90, and then again the address is Delhi, and the last field is the SSN number, which is VVV UUU and then WWW. Okay, so now this way we have two tuples, which means that we have two rows or the two records in this tuple one. Now we have two records. Okay, so let me see what happens. Can I print it like this? What will be the output? Okay, so you can see, like if I do tuple1 0, then what will happen? It will consider entire array, entire tuple, the very first tuple, as the complete first address, which is 0, right? And if you did 3, then it becomes like undefined, because you are having the number of tuples here. One tuple, second tuple. So every tuple is a value inside the tuple. So that is why tup1 0 is representing the entire values inside this tuple, Vikas and this address, the name, everything. So that is why when we went through the tuple1 3, then it came out to be undefined, right? So in that case, if you want to print the name of the first employee, in that case what you will do, temp 00, and here if you want to print third element of the 0th, or you can say the first, if you want to print the age of the second employee, which is the Rajesh's age, so that will be Rajesh's address, so that will be Delhi, and that will come out through 1 and 3, tup1 1 and 3, because tup1 1 is this and the third is the sub index here. So this you need to remember. Let's see if we have corrected it or not. So CLS, and then let's do TSC, and then let's do the node. Okay, now the name of the employee is Vikas, and in the second one, address of the employee tuple1 1, I have taken this one, so this address will come Delhi. So now you understood that how you can access every element inside the tuple. Okay, so similarly we can use the push and pop methods. The next topic is push and pop into a tuple. So we are going to see that how we can push and pop the values to the tuple. Okay, so let me show you that thing. So let's create a record tuple and let's initialize it. We have initialized it. Now let me just create first record. Let rec1 is equal to empty tuple, and then rec1 dot push. The name is Vikash. We are going to create 3 fields only. So rec2 dot rec1 dot push, and then the second record is the date of birth, so which is 25th March 1983, and the third field I am going to take like push salary, which is 12,340.89. So this is the salary, and now let's see what happens. If I have to print it, then console.log, you can put it like rec1. Okay, so let me just print it. What happens, what it comes out to be, let's see. Okay, you can see like the entire first tuple has been printed. Okay, and if you have to print it like the second element, which is the salary, then in that case it will print the salary, similar to the previous one that we have discussed. Okay, so it is going to print the salary. So it has printed the salary here. Now we are going to see like if I have another record 2 that we are going to create. In that case it's like this. And now let me just put it like rec2 dot push. The name is Rajesh. rec2 dot push. The date of birth is 19th April 1982. Second employee's record is there, so record 2 dot push. The third thing I'm going to push is like it's 19,099.90. So this is the salary. So till now I'm just using the push function. I will show you that how the pop works. So pop works in the same way we have discussed for the array, so no difference there. Okay, so let me just add this entire tuple. I want to add the record 1, record 2, whatever I'm going to create into this record tuple. So in this record tuple, I'm just going to add number of tuples. So I have just created these two tuples. There can be many records from a database table that you want to put inside a tuple inside the records. Okay, so there are number of tuples, number of rows, like record 1 is a row, record 2 is a row. So this record 1 is a row which contains this thing, record 2 is a row which contains this thing, and now we are just going to put the values, put these tuples in the bigger tuple, which is the parent tuple of records. So how to put that? So you can simply do like this, record dot push. So it will be rec1, and then records dot push, it will be record 2. So this is the way you have added both the records, record 1 and record 2. Now let's see what happens. Console.log records. Let's see what it comes. Transpile it and then need to run it through the node command. Okay, so you can see like there are two tuples now. There are two rows which have been maintained. So this way you can add your records. Now let's access the values. So suppose I want to access this date of birth of second employee, then in that case I need to put it like 1 and 1, right? Because this is the index of the second tuple 1, the index of the first tuple is 0, index of the second tuple is 1, and inside that one first tuple we have to go to the first position, right, to get the date of birth. So that is why I have written like this. Now let me just transpile it through the tsc command, and then let me just run the node command. Okay, you can see like 19th April 1982 it came out here. Okay, so this is the way you can access it. Apart from this, there is another method which you can use, which is like pop. So console.log, if you pop, then what will come? Records.pop. Let me just show you records.pop. So if you will do like this, records.pop, then what will happen? It will pop up the very first, it will pop out the last element, right? This one, this last row. So this is the pop. So we have discussed like pop, and there is one more function called shift. So shift will bring the very first row and remove it from the tuple, and pop will remove the last row, whatever the last record will be. Okay, so let's see if I do like console.log record.pop, then what it comes out to be. Okay, so now you can see like Rajesh and everything, this entire record came up, right? But if you want to pop out the values like from the end, the salary, then you can again use the pop here. Okay, so if you have used the pop here again, then this records.pop has returned one tuple, and inside that tuple you are popping out the last value, which is the 19999.90. So in this case you can understand why it will come like this thing. Okay, so let me just run it, transpilation, and then let me run it. Okay, so you can see like this thing came out, so it pops out the last value. Similarly, if you use the shift and then again do the shift, then what will happen? So using the shift you will get the very first element, this first record, because shift takes out the very first element in the records. So the first element is this record, this Vikash one. So shift will take the very first element, which is the entire first record, and then again if you will do shift, then the very first row, or very first column, which is the Vikas, very first value. So it will print Vikas. I hope you are getting the point why it will print Vikas. Okay, so I hope you are clear about this shift and pop functions, push and pop functions. So this is all about today for today's video, and in the next video we will see rest of the two topics like update, how to update or modify the tuples, and how to clear a tuple. Okay, so please be with me, and please like this video, subscribe my channel, and wait for the next video. Till then, have a nice day.